performed 3 times in their opening game. Returning a kickoff, a conventional boot from Albers will be very short. Nobody catches it. Judy lands on it at the 23. Due to the fact that ball wasn't caught, it's pretty well the equivalent of a touchback. But Judy wanted to be sure. That isn't all bad either.
It actually carried farther than I thought it was going to. I thought it was going to land
There's some wind there, Mike.
35 or 40. Good play by Judy to cover it up. Lehman starts their first offensive series tonight with the sun in their eyes.
At the 26, or 24, excuse me. New Bremen showing 3 down linemen. All kind of movement. They get everybody set in time to snap the football to Dembski. They end up with a pro set. They'll go right side to Hewitt. He runs into a crowd, including 68 Jason Lammers. That's a name we should call with some regularity tonight in the middle of that defense. 6'2", 203, and a junior wearing number 68. The Lehman gain is 2. That sets up second down, still needing 8 yards to go.
Lehman tried to open up a little bit of a misdirection that time, but the New Bremen left side stayed at home and wrapped Hewitt up for just a yard gain.
Once again, they shift, but end up about where they started with a slightly offset backfield, but a pro formation. See if Dembski will throw. That's what he's looking to do. Got a man open out in the flat, beautifully thrown to Hewitt for the first down gain up to the 38-yard line, right in front of New Bremen head coach Howard Overman. Michael Brockman among those making the stop. Brockman, number 1. Gain will be to the 38. First and 10, that thing was absolutely on the money and in stride. Adam Hewitt, outstanding runner from a year ago, 5'10", 175, and a senior. Cavs again, a lot of shifting. Dembski hands it straight ahead. Badgett's got running room, gets to the 45, midfield. Down the left sideline, 40 got a defender to beat, gets to the 30. He'll go down at the 21-yard line. Stop for Bremen, Justin Lampert. Lehman is on the move. Drive starting at the 24-yard line.
Well, that was all Badgett after he broke the line of scrimmage. An excellent run by Tim Badgett. As
gain of 37, Mike.
He went all the way into the New Bremen 25-yard line, and really, I think if the sideline hadn't been there, he might have gone all the way.
Cavaliers will split Sager and Schachtner to the right. Hewitt on the left. The single back will be Badgett. First and 10, 25-yard line. Heading into the sunshine, as you can see some shadows cast from the west. Dembski, away from a Badgett block, wants to throw. Unloads toward the end zone. Sager incomplete, possibly out of bounds anyway at the 10-yard line. A host of Cardinals over to defend. We will go to second down 10 again from the 25.
Dembski running out of room as he rolled and got just unloaded before he went to the sideline, and then got unloaded upon himself and ended up about 4 feet into the Lehman bench. Second down and 10 as Lehman's first incompletion of the night. Dembski 1 of 2 throwing.
Bremen 4 and 6 a year ago. Howard Overman looking to at least turn that around this year. They got off to a very nice start, scoring the first time 5 times they had the ball against Anna at Anna on opening week. Wing left, that wing Schachtner goes in motion, takes a pitch, follows Hewitt, gets a block, but a couple other Cardinals come up to support. Hewitt able to break the containment and will get to about the 20-yard line. Schachtner, rather. He'll be brought down over there by 42 Albers. This will make it third down 4. Cavaliers from the 19 need to get to the 15.
Good effort by Schachtner. He was hemmed in and stepped out of a tackle and got to the sideline and picked up 6 yards.
Dembski calls the signals, gives it off to Hewitt. He heads right, apparently for a first down. We've got a penalty flag thrown in from behind by the referee. We will see what he has seen. The initial signal is holding against Lehman. And the New Bremen side of the field likes that.
You're right, Dave. Hewitt did have the first down, so obviously the Cardinals are going to take this penalty. It's going to march the Cavaliers back, and it'll be third and long now.
We'll repeat third down. And that leg of Justin Seger that we talked about that was amply demonstrated in tonight's warm-up, we may be looking at one play from now. Football's at the 30. From there, you'd be looking at a 47-yard field goal, and with any gain here at all, I think he might try it. Here's Dembski to throw, looking deep for Seger. Unloads into double coverage. Seger not quite able to haul it in at the 6-yard line. There with him, Michael Brockman and also Brian Baker, 1 and 24. See if Lehman would be interested in a 47-yard field goal. Not so sure about that distance into the breeze, although there was some success in tonight's pregame warm-up. This may be what's coming. Dembski would be the holder. 4th down, Cavaliers. The ball will be held. Yep, he's right-footed. Gotta get switched around. 4th down and about 16. Seger with a 47-yard field goal attempt. It's down, it's up, it's got plenty. Nope, falls just short, just short. Had a lot of leg, but Mike, quite honestly, it's into a lot of wind. We witnessed that on the opening kickoff of the football game. Touchback score is tied at 0. Brought to you in part by the Dickman Supply Company, Mark Knupp Muffler and Tire, Shelby County Collectibles, Dr. Zerbank Poslet and Justice of Sydney Family Medicine, Sydney Interstate Shell, Sydney Shelby County YMCA, First Star Bank, and the Heinfeld Insurance Agency.
Well, the penalty, the big play there, that stopped the Cavalier drive for sure and set them up 3rd and long. They couldn't convert, and the field goal to 47 falls short. First series for the Cardinals. 9:37 left in the opening quarter.
From the touchback, we go from the 20-yard line. Handoff dive right there, good for about 7 yards right out of the chute. Carrying the mail for New Bremen, 21, Al Pearson.
Well, one thing that Akron did do last week against Lehman is run the ball with their tailback or their halfback in the second half, and so I think New Bremen will probably want to establish that a little bit and see if Lehman's done some homework. Something
we don't see very often, but last weekend, the opposing head coaches got to scout the other team.
Absolutely.
I know Howard Oberman was in Piqua. Naturally, Jeff Udelnick was up at Anna on Friday night. There's a quick pitch that won't go anywhere. Mark Palmer comes in for Lehman to make the stop on Al Pearson. That'll drop a couple of yards, take the football back inside the 25. It'll be 3rd and slightly over 5 yards to go for the first down.
Good job by Palmer. He actually got inside the blocker, and even though the ball carrier fell down, he was going to be right there to make the stop.
Dave Ross with Mike Lieber and our cameraman Dan Eccles on Channel 12 Sydney.
Passing attempt obviously coming, 3rd and 6, and they send 3 people wide to the left.
And they're going with a shotgun. 17, Rob Tangeman, their talented quarterback. He's a senior. Takes the snap, fakes the draw, steps up, unloads, got a completion. Schachter makes the stop on Brian Baker, but not before a first down out to the 35-yard line. They needed 5. They got twice that many. It's a fresh set of 4 for the home team.
Well, our first look told us what we thought we'd see in the pregame, or as we talked about in the pregame. He's got a good arm and accurate. That was right on the money.
Absolutely. Cardinals with a pro-I formation. The troops are set. Hand off to the, going to be to the tailback. He had a little trouble with his footing. Tangeman keeps, will not get back to the line of scrimmage. So there was a small problem with footing there as Adam Sisko got in to put some pressure on the New Bremen signal caller. Loss of a yard, 2nd down, 11 yards to go. We are still scoreless, 7:42 left in the opening frame. Lehman stands across the way pretty well full. A few folks standing. And a nice throng here from New Bremen. Good to see these folks get together. As Mike mentioned, there is some proximity between the two. Pro-I again for Bremen. Back to throw, setting up a screen over the middle. Got a completion, but a number of Cavaliers stayed home to make that stop on Joel Niekamp, number 12. So that'll only be good for 2 yards. We'll go to 3rd and 9, and a genuine possession situation is confronting the Cardinals.
Nick Shappy right in on the tackle. You mentioned another Cavalier as well, but Lehman sets up another 3rd and long situation for the Cardinals.
That was a tight end screen just about to the center position. Kind of shuffles down the line of scrimmage. And then they hit him in the middle of the field, but Lehman had some people there. 3rd and 9. There's a look in from the side from our near midfield vantage point. Back to throw. Toss in the open. That's 24, Brian Baker on the toss from Tangeman. Bremen gets it in chunks, just as they did against the Anna Rockets last week, all the way to the 41. So they've completed 3rd and 5, and now most recently 3rd and 9. In both cases, creating 1st down and 10. Brian Baker last week had touchdown catches of 21 and 73 yards against Anna.
And Tangeman, you mentioned opening up perfect in the first half, 10 of 10. He's 13 of 13 now in the first half of football.
Yeah, he likes that football that's played before 8:30 at night. That's a fumble, a botch snap, and/or some of the above.
Quarterback sneak, I think. He just
went an automatic.
Goose to center and thought he saw something there.
Okay. At any rate, it's going to be a gain of about 2 into the middle of the Lehman defense. 2nd down, 8. New Bremen doing some shuttling with the receivers, bringing in the plays from the sideline. Head coach Howard Overman, formerly an assistant at Lehman. Mike, I remember one time you interviewed him for one of our pregame radio interviews a number of years back. He was at Lehman in 1981 and 82, the last 2 years of John Coley. I believe 2, maybe just 1 year, but definitely there in 81. 2nd down. There's the ball fake over the middle. That'll be too tall for everybody, as Joel Niekamp was the intended target of Rob Tangeman. Lehman also had Henson back deeper as a center fielder in the zone, so that falls incomplete. 3rd and 8. Football at the 39-yard line, headed west to east here at New Bremen. Under the halfway mark of this first quarter, which has been scoreless.
You mentioned Howard Overman at Lehman. I know one thing, the kids loved him and loved to play football for him, and he created some good excitement for the Cavaliers when he was there.
Also spent some time as an assistant at Wapakoneta before answering the call here a little closer to home. He's from Marion local. Sweep to the right side. Al Pearson will be knocked out of bounds. Lehman contains pretty well. Play only goes to the 36-yard line. From here, they probably do not punt, I would guess. It'll be 4th down. Yeah, they'll need about 4 as the football does get to the 35-yard line. They have to get just slightly outside the 31. 4th and about 4. Cardinals go for it, and why not? If you kick a touchback here, the punt would net about 15 yards. Tangeman to throw. That'll be behind the intended target, Wendy. Lehman will take over the ball on downs. 1st down, 10 Cavaliers. So the game remains scoreless. Lehman tried a long field goal. New Bremen moved the ball a similar length of the field, but they ran out of downs.
That was actually the perfect play to be called. Lehman sent some people from that side, but they had single coverage on the receiver, just misconnected on the pass.
Both of these teams offensively had scored by this time this last week, at least once. Lehman with a wing to the left. See if he goes in motion. Apparently he will not. That's Adam Cisco, 22. Dembski rolls to the right, got a moving pocket. He's got his man Badgett. 1st down, 5 yards to spare. Cavaliers are into New Bremen territory at the 49-yard line.
Well, he had a multiple receiver set over there open. He could have gone either way on that and connected to Badgett for a 2nd completion, and the Cavaliers have their 3rd first down of this first quarter, moving into New Bremen territory at the Cardinal 49.
Lampert makes the stop. Cavaliers are on the move. Just about 5 minutes to play in our opening frame from New Bremen before an excellent crowd. Hewitt in motion toward us. Dembski handed it off. His first man again, Badgett, will penetrate the 45 down to about the 44, stopped by Andy Bushman, 63. This will make it 2nd down, just about exactly 5.
Tell you, Badgett was impressive last week running the football for the Cavaliers, and he started very impressively tonight. 42 yards and 2 carries.
He's the threat other than Hewitt. Dembski to throw, got Sager on the slant, 35. Down to the 30, another fresh set of downs for the Cavaliers as they advance from the 44 down to the 29, a pickup of 15 yards.
Well, that was almost too easy. Dembski took a quick drop, went back, and Sager was wide open.
Sager had a good receiving game last week as well, Mike.
He did. He made some great catches.
I believe 4 in all. Pro set for the Cavs. Dembski on first down. Hewitt to the right side. New Bremen gangs up on him. About 3 players on the stop after a pickup of a couple. Andrew Cook, 87, one of the prominent tacklers. Got help from 66, Ryan Piper. Lammers also in on the play. Gain of 3 will create second down 7, the 5th play of the Lehman possession upcoming. Lehman had the ball for 7 plays. New Bremen had it for 10. Lehman is on the 5th play of this sequence, and there's still no score. And no turnovers. Dembski rolls toward us, got company, unloads back across the middle, got his receiver. Good to the 14-yard line. That'll be Jack Haas, number 95. And the Cavaliers will move the chains once again. This will be to the 14-yard line. First and 10 Lehman. They've moved rapidly since starting at their own 35-yard line.
Well, Dembski 4 of 6 throwing the football to 4 different receivers here in this first quarter.
Pro set with split backs for the Cavaliers. There's a look from the side. Dembski will keep it, turns inside of a block. He'll get down to the 5, cut it to the left. Lehman's in the end zone. Touchdown Cavaliers, 6 plays, 65 yards. Jim Dembski goes in from 14 yards away. And the scoring ice is broken almost 9 minutes into the first frame. Justin Sager will now attempt to kick about 27 yards shorter than his last effort.
Well, Dembski made a nice fake, but actually did it with his feet that time. He just high-stepped it into the end zone after he went around the end. Nice play by Dembski to go to 14 yards.
Dembski will hold at the 10. Sager, who gets incredible height on these extra points, will boot it right here. Ball's down, the kick is up. That's not only got height, that's got some driver-type distance, too. Cavaliers lead at 7-0. Are you considering building a new home, perhaps an addition or renovation? Consult the custom craftsman at Ratterman Custom Home Builders, State Route 47 east of Sydney. Frank and his staff take a personal interest in each project, including the very popular solid surface countertops. Call Frank or Amy for a fresh perspective on your next building requirement. That's Ratterman Custom Home Builders. Have you got a second to talk about time? Because Area Energy and Electric, your local Verizon authorized agent, has tons of talk time. Like 1,000 mobile-to-mobile minutes per month within your local mobile-to-mobile airtime rate area for free. That's right, free, plus 1,500 night and weekend home airtime minutes and 350 anytime home airtime minutes a month. We'll get that with a 1-year service agreement. Now that's tons of talk time, and all for just $35 in monthly access. Visit Area Energy and Electric, your local Verizon Wireless authorized agent today at their wireless phone location on North Vandemark Road in Sydney. Limited time offer, restrictions apply. Justin Sager to kick off. Lehman up 7-zip, 3:06 till intermission. Between quarters, that is. Sager's kick is allowed to hit at the 15, rolls to the 4 and has to be fielded. Back there in some trouble is Pearson. He'll get to the 10, hits out of bounds. He'll be ruled out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Got a little more running room there than we might have initially thought. Zach Elko among the Lehman defenders over there to kind of force the issue on the geometry.
Well, the good thing about that run, he didn't panic when he picked the ball up and looked up and made a nice in cut to get outside some Lehman pressure. And really, as you said, it could have been a lot worse than that. So nevertheless, Lehman has them pinned inside the 15 as the Cavaliers lead 7-0. 3:01 left in the opening quarter.
They'll be ruled at the 14-yard line. 86 yards away from potential pay dirt. Quarterback Rob Tangeman sets the troops, I formation. Fake to his halfback, unloads into the sideline, too tall for everybody. Did Henson pick it off? You bet he did. He's got it at the 25-yard line. Tangeman throwing against his body. Henson came up from deep defense to intercept that, make a diving catch. Lehman's in business at the 27. Here's a big defensive challenge for New Bremen. First turnover of the football game.
Well, early in the season, we've seen the Cavalier defensive people be very opportunistic around the football. An errant pass and a great diving catch by Henson. Lehman threatening to go up by 2 scores here.
Cavaliers with a broken I formation. This will be Hewitt, the deep man, breaks one tackle, slips a little bit. And that's not so much that the field is all that wet. It's more an issue that you're not allowed to wear the longer cleats anymore, and if there's any moisture out there, sometimes you even see it happen just with the dew later in the evening when there's been no rain. So that happens. The gain is 1. It's 2nd and 9.
And if he hadn't have slipped, he had some additional yardage.
Right. Broken I formation, this time to the right with Badgett leading the way with the pitch to Hewitt. The fullback runs some interference. Hewitt will get to the 20, down to about the 18-yard line. Host of Bremen tacklers over there, including 66 Piper. So Lehman has the football, 3rd down and 3 from the 19.
Lehman pulling out everything in the playbook here. We've seen the fullback up the middle. We've seen the quarterback on a keeper around the end. That time the option play to the right side.
3rd and just about 3. Hewitt straight ahead. Looks to be close to the first down, but he was closed on pretty well by Jeremy Krieg, number 50. He will get everything he needed except a yard. 4th and 1. Cavaliers, I'm reasonably sure, will go for this. See if they might even load the backfield a little bit. Minute 36, first quarter. Lehman leads New Bremen 7-0. Both teams winning at opening week, so at least early on. Nice game to win computer point-wise. Howard Overman wants timeout, finally gets the attention and gets the call. Crucial 4th down upcoming, but first this. North Dixie Drive-Thru is your complete party supply headquarters. From beverages to ice to chips and charcoal, and those last-minute convenience items like bread and milk. You'll find everything you need from the convenience of your car at the North Dixie Drive-Thru, just south of I-75 on 25A in Sydney. They're open daily at 10 a.m. with Sunday sales available, also featuring all the Ohio lottery games, including the twice-weekly Lotto. The North Dixie Drive-Thru also carries propane. Trade an empty cylinder for a full one at North Dixie. And remember, get your goodies from Woody at North Dixie. Woody Sturm, that is. Also with us are the Spot Restaurant. We mentioned the North Dixie Drive-Thru carryout. Area Energy and Electric with Verizon Wireless. Errol Browd and Vance Stewart of Edward Jones and Company. Emerson Wagner Realty. People's Federal Savings and Loan Association of Sydney, Anna, Jackson Center, and now Walmart, Sydney. Big play, Mike.
Well, it was. In fact, New Bremen forced to call a timeout. The official pointed to Lehman's side, but clearly New Bremen called the timeout. And,
oh, yeah.
They were trying to shuffle some big people in that line. Lehman, during the timeout, took an opportunity to measure to show that Lehman was indeed about a yard away. So 4th and 1, Lehman, with a minute 20 to go in the first quarter, trying to crack out another first down deep in Cardinal territory.
See if they call Badgett, 16. Oops, they got movement. A.J. Judy at right tight end. He's claiming there was movement on the other side, which there can be as long as there is not encroachment. Might this necessitate a field goal attempt? Because it's now 4th down and 6. Dembski looks over to the sideline to Jeff Ulenak and company, and a fresh play has come in. Look for Dembski to throw, possibly Mike to roll out.
I definitely want to get him outside the pocket to give him some options, either to run or throw. And a little bit of surprise that Lehman maybe didn't opt for a field goal here.
The wide side is to his left. Split backs, pro set. Double handoff comes this way with Schachter. He'll have some room. Shackner to the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Lehman. No penalty flags. The double handoff and the reverse. Cavaliers on the board for the second time this evening.
A great call by the Cavaliers. That was just well set up, and really Shackner wasn't touched.
Well, and you saw when the quarterback had the seal on a defender that honestly wasn't that close, the rest of it resembled Route 274, which is out beyond the visiting stands here this evening. Sager will try the PAT. 1:10 left in the first frame. Lehman having it their way. Ball's down, the kick is up, squibbed a little bit to the left, and it will miss as the ball did not get in the end-over-end spiral. Lehman leads 13-0 over the Cardinals. Time in, Mike Lieber.
Sydney Shelby County YMCA is offering a full range of classes for the fall season. Classes for children in gymnastics, swimming, and flag football begin September the 10th. And of course it's September now. You can register for adult classes in step aerobics, kickboxing, and aqua aerobics. Also be sure and ask the YMCA staff about the special member sign up here in September. No new member fee during this month. Catch the Spirit at 300 East Parkwood at 492-9134. The YMCA, as a reminder, is closed Labor Day.
Well, after the teams matched, running out of downs after holding the ball for somewhat of an extensive period on the first two possessions of the game, this game has moved in Lehman's favor with consecutive touchdowns, and a New Bremen interception indeed was the middle part of a sandwich in that formula. Here's Sager's kick. This will wobble and be caught at about the 12-yard line. Coming ahead, Pearson cuts it back to the middle where he finds major room. Sager will have a shot at midfield. Will finally make the tackle at the 43-yard line. New Bremen needed a big play to get reestablished. Mike, they may have gotten it.
Well blocked at the point of attack, and unlike the last kick that was allowed to hit and roll, this time he made the catch, Pearson did, and good run back, good effort by Sager to stop what was a certain score there happening for the Cardinals, but nevertheless, Cardinals back in Lehman territory at around the 43-yard line.
46-yard return. At the 1-minute mark of the first period, New Bremen on the short end, 13-0 Cavaliers. Pro I formation for the home team. Tangeman calls the signals, goes to his up back. The Cavaliers will make a sandwich out of that one. There'll be a gain of about 2. That'll be Barloggy, 18, carrying for New Bremen. Go to second down. We'll still call it 8. Could be the final play of the quarter upcoming. We're now showing about 35 seconds. And if this play does not achieve a first down, that is a virtual certainty. And even if it does, that won't matter. This would be the end of the quarter, barring a dead ball. Here's Tangeman. Hands off on the quick dive. That'll be Kurt Albers. Second effort will get him inside the 40-yard line. A host of Cavaliers, including 72 Dan Barhorst and also 22 Adam Sisko. And this quarter will go in the books. It's been a good one for Lehman, with the Cavs leading New Bremen 13-0. Third down upcoming when we begin the second frame. The Spot Restaurant has been a homemade fresh downtown Sydney tradition for over 90 years. The current Spot feature is pumpkin pie, now back in season at just $1.35 a piece. Have you ever heard this old saying from earlier days in Sydney? A Spot hamburger with a pickle on top makes your heart go flippity-flop. Also, another Spot fun fact, while females currently make up the majority of Spot employees, that wasn't always the case. No women whatsoever were on the workforce at the Spot Restaurant until the 1950s. More of our sponsors this evening are Myers Garage and Drive-Thru Carryout in Newport, Super Subbies, Subs, Salads, and Chili, Freshway Foods, and Dave Wilson State Farm Insurance.
Well, Dave, a good quarter for the Cavaliers offensively. Well over 60 yards throwing the ball and over 70 yards running the ball, showing excellent balance.